Peace, what up? This is Jarrell with Quantum Light Consciousness. Today we're going to talk about going 5D inside your physical vessel. This is a cool topic only because I had actually woken myself up inadvertently just by going really deep in meditation, and I had my third eye on completely, and I had no idea how I was doing it. So when I was hit with static, I had no idea how to counteract it, what the physics were and how big the multidimensional space I was in, and how to spin my energy field, and what types of energies were harming and where they were coming from. So it's this is just a video to key you in on the construct that you actually sit in and how that relates to the function of your brain. And once you know that, there's basically there's no going back from that. You sit in a sphere inside yourself, and just like how you've seen the gods, you've seen pictures of multidimensional beings, and how they have 1,000 arms. That's literally you. You can move your arms that quick, inside yourself, inside your sphere of awareness. When you have it down, when you understand how your toroidal field works and how your brain functions as it just manifested here on the physical level. So that's what it's going to be about, and I just kind of want to go into an overview about it. It's pretty cool because once I figured it out, I was like, oh my god, I got it. I had no idea what I had lost, because I didn't know how I was doing it. And it's pretty profound, because once you understand that and once you start to implement that, you can communicate with your higher self a lot easier. You can heal yourself a lot easier. You can expand your spatial awareness, and you're totally aware within inside yourself as to where energetic cords are coming from. And immediately when a negative thought pops off, you literally feel what area it's coming from, and then you just basically lock onto it and remove it. You're basically a living light being, as a superhuman being, a god being inside a sphere of awareness. You're a biodimensional, bioluminescent god form, Iron Man. It's crazy, but it's you're just a being of etheric plasma energy, light energy. And it's beyond words, honestly. When you're there, it's hard to explain to somebody who has no reference to that type of existence level. So basically a quick review on what you need to understand. You need to understand a torus, and how a torus is actually one function of a unified system, which means it's one particle. And as that particle spins, that particle basically is a unified field within itself. You basically have a torus, and you have that torus superimpose itself over itself. So you have to understand that a torus is a sphere, and every sphere has a torus within it, and within that torus is actually space for infinite expansion and infinite awareness. And as you exist within that infinite awareness, the more complex your understanding gets of that awareness, the more in depth you are to be able to expand and go within yourself. So you can expand infinitely, or you can, go inside infinitely, because you become the universe itself. And then you're able also to see between spaces and subspaces I honestly just have to like thank that website. It's called actually this YouTube channel. It's called Transfiguration. It's amazing. If you haven't like seen those types of downloads, you need to go check that out, because that's actually life changing if you care about, you know, how the universe works on a God level. It's called Transfiguration on YouTube, and after seeing that, like, it kind of would bring tears to my eyes just watching those videos. They're just animations of, like, you know, multidimensional evolution. So when I implemented the download, I saw that, like, you know, once you're fully aware, like, you can, like, as far as you can take it, that's your only limit. And as far as you can understand or willing to understand, because the only limits to any type of understanding is your perception of the understanding. And if you don't put any limits on your perception, then there is no limits at all. So you know, that's just basically it. I don't want to get into any like emotional like discernment like with, you know, like higher selves and all, because that's kind of like a whole different topic. This is really just about the physics and how the brain can actually catapult you into multidimensional awareness within, inside out this realm. So we're going to go to the second part of this video, where I'm going to break it down and show you exactly the form of, you know, how you can embody that for yourself. Okay, so this video is about going 5D in your vessel and understanding that the Taurus is a part of you as one unified system. This is also the physics of basically becoming a sphere being inside your vessel. So understanding that the Taurus here is actually just one particle, and it spins counterclockwise up and around and up and around as one unified, just one particle that makes up everything. So another depiction of the Taurus is more popular. This is basically you know, the going physical look of how scientists, major scientists depict how visually is seen, and you know, it spins counterclockwise upwards. So that's you. That's the most basic version of what you would see if you were to look at a Taurus. You know, if you were very, very, very small. So I always like to compare stuff to video games. If you ever turned on PlayStation 2 and you ever seen like the little spiral as it swirls, it's kind of like that. It actually looks exactly like that, except it's only one particle. And every Taurus is actually a double Taurus. So this is the same thing here, except you have the vesica here, and then you have the spiral up as it shoots up, and it's still the same thing, except, you know, it's every Taurus, it goes, you know, it spirals up kind of like the wavelengths and frequencies of a galaxy. And this is more popular, what you'd see how a double Taurus would look in a galaxy. So it will look like you'd see two together, and then you'd see the galaxy spinning in the center. Then you see the energy coming out the sides, and then you'd see the light going out the top and bottom. So pretty simple so far. And here's where it gets kind of complicated, but not so complicated that you can't follow. I mean, it's pretty easy if you understand a Taurus, which is what this video is about. So you take the double Taurus, and you realize that the double Taurus is actually three doubles. And those doubles are basically aligned, you know, like upwards, sideways, then the other side. So just, you know, picture that. You know, you picture how a torus runs, a double torus runs, and then you take that torus and then you triple it. You know, you have one going up, you have one going on the side, and you have one going on the other side. And yeah, this is what it looks like here. You see kind of how it's like we have energy flowing out in all directions. It's like a unified field within itself. And that's how your third eye works, and that's how you get spherical awareness inside yourself. So you basically, when you understand that, you take that and put yourself in the center of that. Basically, starting out your third eye, you basically flow that through, you know, as your brain, basically. And then you get basically like spherical awareness. And as I spoken outside, you can sense thought forms, where thought forms are coming from, address it, stop it, like literally shoot light at it, stop it, you know, block it, you know, or cut the cord or whatever, you know. You're literally operational as a light being within inside a sphere. It's not a joke. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, and then that's basically like, once you understand that, like you can start to ascend upwards, and you see, like when you move up, you know, you see eternity, like basically go off into infinity, you know, off this directional plane, as long as you have your sacred directions correct, you know. You have up, you have down, and you have your sides, you know, and that's pretty critical. So the way I like to do it is I have me in my sphere, and this is basically like an operating system. So I have the torus going, you know, it's three double toruses going, and I have a crystalline sphere over it. And the most accurate formation for me, most effective formation for me for a crystalline sphere, as I was talking about in the last video, is a decadon crystalline sphere formation. And that's basically just like a diamond dodecahedron. It's basically like a sphere with just like diamonds all around it, all the outside. So when you put that around this, when you put that around this, you get this. And you know, it's kind of like self-perpetuating, self-sustaining, and an infinite system inside out, because inside your center here, you have yourself and you have your torus again. You have the same thing, you know. You have you inside of this, inside of your crystalline sphere. Then you have a crystalline sphere in the center. You understand? Like it's literally like a kind of like, it's kind of like a starship, but it's kind of like you as a self-aware individual who's no longer affected by the virus that's kind of taken over the planet and running through every biological form of life here. And you're not going to be affected. You're going to be much less affected by the types of frequencies that run through it and the frequencies that hit the planet itself, because you're kind of just going to be like a white blood cell instead of a host for a virus. So little review here. Counterclockwise, all right? Spins counterclockwise. So to work a double torus goes energy outwards, so at the center. So, energy outwards at the center, then you have energy outwards at the center. So here, basically what you see is just energy going out, then you have light at the center, which is you, which is the crystalline light being at the center. And same thing here. And then crystalline sphere around, same thing, which is that. So I hope this is simple, enough for you guys to like grab a hold of this, because I had installed this inside my actual vessel a while ago, and when I figured it out, it was pretty cool. And yeah, I just wanted to share. So if you guys have any comments, just feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys would like a session, just contact me at quantum-light.net.